Hello, everybody, minus men. Ooh boy, do we have something special that just came. We just got a new trailer for Monster and Rise, and of course, the demo. This is super exciting to have because, well, more Rise news and actually trying out the game is always accepted. So let's not waste any time and start talking about the new locale, the Frozen Islands. The Frozen Islands is our new map, the icy place, and it feels like it's both Japanesey and also Norse feeling. It's kind of weird to describe. Basically, the lore about it was hunters from long ago, probably the ancient civilization if I had to guess, or something similar. Basically, they came to this island in giant, huge ships, and they came to challenge what they called giant dragons from long ago. Now, saying dragons in Monster Hunter has kind of been taboo, so unless if they're talking about elder dragons, then they should have said wyverns, or there's something else that we don't know. But it looks like this new region is split up into multiple land zones with then water zones kind of sprinkled through, kind of making the island feel. It has mountains, caves, water areas, and it even has like this skull that kind of looks like a Zora Magdaros skull. It's just kind of weird since that's a volcanic monster and it's in a really cold place, but oh well. Now let's talk about the new monsters. First, there's Gosharag, which I know they said Gosharag, but I don't like how that sounds. Gosharag is inspired by the Namahage bear in Japanese culture. Again, it's another Oni, but basically it's a bear frame, so it's kind of like the same as Arzuros, most likely a fanged beast. And it has giant arms that, one of its arms, I believe it's his right arm, he can use his frost breath to put ice on his hand and shape it into a knife, which is just so fucking cool. And it looks like he can change the color of some of his body parts, like his face and his hands. Instead of being blue, he goes red. Whether that's like, heating it up so he doesn't die of hypothermia, or if it's just an indicator for when he's enraged, we don't really know. But it does look like he can make some parts red and some parts not, because with the cinematic part of his introduction, his right arm was red while the rest was blue, and that was the arm that he put the ice sword on. Now these next few monsters aren't really new, they're returning, but I mean they're still super cool. First up, we've got Legambi. It's always nice to see Legambi here, slidey penguin bear, it's always a good time. Then of course we've got Tigrex, who was in World. I'm happy to see him back, he's a cool monster. He's gonna kick some of our asses, but Then of course there's Barioth, which we've seen both in the gameplay of the new mechanic Wyvern riding, which I'll get to soon. But we also got to see him when the developers are actually talking about the new trailer. And it's always nice to see Barioth, he's one of my favorites. I think he's cool. I know some people hate him, but come on, he's cool. Next up we've got Kezu, which I don't like Kezu. I know people like Gaijin Hunter are saying, oh, just because you like Yaginax more doesn't mean that you shouldn't like Kazu. Kazu's a great monster, and just because Kazu's in the game doesn't mean that Giginox is gonna be. And you know what? I agree with that, except for the Kazu's good part, because he's not. And I'll explain why. Kazu is a very boring fight. I don't find any enjoyment in the actual act of fighting it. His movements are too slow and dumb. I don't like it. His design just looks like a penis. I don't like it. And then his roar is just annoying. And also his theme music. Though I could joke about it being the best theme music ever, I can't say that because there is no theme music, and I don't want to even be near associated with that monster. He's my least favorite monster of all time. But one thing's for certain though, everybody has heard his theme. Even if you've never played or heard of Monster Hunter, you know his theme. You've heard it plenty of times before. You even fall asleep to it. So, I mean, there's that going for it, right? And then of course we have Great Baggy, who always nice to see return. That kind of trio, the Jaggy, Baggy, Roggy, is my favorite of the Raptor trios. I'm a little scared that Great Azuchi kind of replaced Great Jaggy, but one can hope that it's now a group of 4. And then, of course, how could we forget about Mizutsune? The Bubble Fox is back, which I think just about everybody has called it. Like, I don't think anybody was like, no, she's not gonna be. No, he is. And I know I just said she, even though it's always a he when we fight it, because it's a male going cranky in mating season, whatever. But a pleasure to have Mizutsune back. And I'll say, I don't think the Fated Four are coming back in Rise. I don't. And here's why. World had Glavenus and a new subspecies for Glavenus. I think Rise is gonna have Mizutsune, which we already know, and a Mizutsune subspecies when the Ultimate version comes out. Monster Hunter 6 is going to have either Astalos or Gammoth, and the subspecies for that. And then the next monster after 6, or the next Monster Hunter after 6, will have the either Astalos or Gammoth, whichever one they didn't pick for 6, and then have a subspecies for that one. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong, of course, but I think it's pretty likely. I do kind of wish that they did show off Great Jaggy and Nargacuga, because that would finish off both of the trios, both for Tigrex, or both for the Pseudo Wyverns and for the Raptors, and possibly with the Raptors make it a quadruple instead of replacing Great Jaggy. But we'll have to wait and see. Plus, I'm sure they're bringing back Nargacuga since it's a fan favorite. I believe Nargacuga's been in every single Monster Hunter to date. Well, since she was announced, or since she was put into the game. But I believe ever since then, Narga's been in every game. Plus, I mean, it's Ichinose's baby. It's one of the flagships he made and is greatly adored, so I mean, why wouldn't he? Now let's get into the juicy new riding or mounting system, which is known as Wyvern riding. Wyvern riding is essentially Stories 2 put into Monster Hunter Rise, is the best way I can describe it. Basically, you can use your wire bugs to tie yourself onto a monster And basically you can control the monster to attack other monsters, ram it into walls, all that sorts of thing. There has been some miscommunication with how to control it. I figured it out. I forget who told me. I'll put their name up here, but basically it's the A and X are your basic moves. You can do, I believe forward A and X, not at the same time, like A or X. I don't know if those are different moves or not. I don't believe so. Sometimes you can go right or left and A or X. Like with Mizutsune, doing A or forward A does the bubble forward, but doing it to the right will cause it to go to the side and shoot 3 bubbles. And then you can hold back and press X or A. And in the case of Mizutsune, this will cause it to, with the back A, instead of doing any bubble thing, she'll do her tail slam thing, which is super cool. And then of course there's the, X. Basically it's just forward, left or right, or back, and then the attack button. And then Y is just to throw the monster to the wall, slam it. You can regain your footing if you have a wire bug active with B, and then slam it into another wall, regain your footing, slam it. If you have a third wire bug, you can re-foot and slam again, and then you'll automatically dismount once you're out, or you don't regain your footing. But yeah, bending monsters to your will is super cool. I think it's a welcome addition. Don't know how they're gonna do mounting in the future games, but I mean, who knows? Because I'm sure the wire bugs aren't coming back in 6 or in any previous game. So they're gonna have to do something different. But I mean, Monster 6 is being made right now. It's in its very early stages of development, so I mean, let's see. Now it's time for the town. Basically, we got some new NPCs. We got to look at the training ground, which, oh god, that looks absolutely amazing. We got the news that the Meowcenaries are coming, which, if you knew, in previous games there were things called, like, the Meowster Hunters in Generations Ultimate. And then there was another one in 4 Ultimate, I forget what it was called. It was probably Meowster Hunters as well, but who knows. But yeah, that kind of system is coming back. They said that scraps were coming back, so that's mainly how you're going to get it. Don't know if we're going to be able to trade for scraps, but the Meowcenaries will definitely give you a bunch. But yeah, the town looks absolutely gorgeous. They did a wonderful job with it. I love it. Now time for the actual hands-on gameplay with the demo. Oh my god. It is so good. I have seen that some people are having problems when going online, like major stutters and crashes. But, I mean, first off, it's a demo. Second off, everybody's playing it. And third off, I can't tell whether that's, true or not, or whether it's just their thing, because I don't have Nintendo Online. So, I don't know. The local play seems to work absolutely fine. Single player, absolutely fine. It looks gorgeous. It looks so much more vibrant on your TV than on handheld or what we've seen in the trailers. So, I'm really happy about that. It looks really, really, really good. Plays super nicely. And Hunting Horn is broken. It is so, it's so goddamn broken. I mean, so is heavy bowgun a little bit with being able to charge sticky ammo. Like, sticky ammo was already broken as hell in World Iceborne. Why do we need to charge it? I hope there's some balancing that goes with that, but overall, I am extremely impressed. The controls are a little hard to get around the first few times, but you know, once you play it some more, you'll be able to do it pretty fine. I stumble around the controls every now and then, but you know, I know my way around enough. Right now, I'm really liking the Gunlance Switch Axe. Insect is alright. I don't know if I would use it, but maybe a little bit. But yeah, Charge Blade's pretty good. I'm probably not going to use it though, because I'm a little burnt out on Charge Blade with World and Generations Ultimate. I'm probably going to go with Gunlance, but we'll see when the final game comes out. But I am extremely surprised. The Lance is like one of the weapons that I could never get around, as well as the bowguns. Both of them, I don't feel like shit using. In fact, I really like the Lance. Now, I've always liked the Lance, but I could never use it. I can use the Lance now. I don't know what kind of fucking magic they're pulling, but they made me, a guy who's never played Lance, almost want to main the Lance. Like, I was highly debating it. I was like, should I? I don't know. I might. This might be the only time I actually get to play the Lance as a main, so maybe. But I do really like the Gun Lance. And I do really like the Switch Axe. If the Switch Axe also is a little weird with the heavy slam with the axe powering up your file gauge. It doesn't feel like it. I know it's supposed to, but it really doesn't feel like it does much. It feels basically the same build-up rate as without it, so I don't know. Maybe give us a little more file build-up when we have that, but it's whatever. I still like the weapon. Still a contender for my main. Oh, and hammer. Holy shit, hammer's so good. I might main it. So yeah. Demo in short, very cool. We get to fight Great Azuchi and Mizutsune, and then of course Rathian and Arzuros are our separate, not secret, but like, you know, not our main quest objectives, but you can still go and fight it. I've been playing this demo since it came out, and God, it's so good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. That's pretty much all I got for you today. But yeah, for all things Elder Scrolls Monster Hunter, we got you covered. This means gameplay, lore, and much, much more. Hope we cross paths again, Hunter. Happy hunting.